students, my name is Murkute Viji. I am physics teacher. Today we study the 8th chapter electrostatics from physics part 2. Last year in 11th standard we have studied the Gauss's theorem. Then Gauss's theorem, according to Gauss's theorem, this Gauss's theorem gives the relationship between electric field and electric charge. Then mathematical statements of the Gauss's theorem is phi is equal to q upon epsilon 0 is equal to the integration of E bar into ds bar. Here phi means electric flux, q means charge, and epsilon 0 means permittivity in free space. In 12th standard we studied the applications of Gauss's theorem. In first application, electric field intensity due to uniformly charged spherical shell or hollow sphere. We consider a sphere of radius r with its center at O, charged to a uniform charge density sigma, and which is placed in dielectric constant. This dielectric constant is called as epsilon. Then epsilon value is equal to the epsilon 0 k. Here this sphere is charged with uniform charge density means sigma. Then the definition of this sigma is charge per unit area. SI unit of charge is coulomb and area's unit is meter square. So Q is equal to sigma into A, where A value is 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square, then total charge on this sphere is sigma into 4 pi r square. According to the Gauss's theorem, phi is equal to q upon epsilon 0 and is equal to the integration of E bar into ds bar. This is the first equation. Now to find the electric field intensity at point P at a distance of small r from the center O. Imagine a Gaussian sphere whose radius also is equal to the small r and which is passing through the point P. Consider a small area ds which is surrounded at point P. Due to the symmetry and the concentric spheres, the electric field at point P, which has the same magnitude E and which is directed outwards. So the angle between the direction of E and the normal to the surface having the same line. So this means E and the normal both lies on the same line. So theta values is 0 and cos 0 is equal to the 1. If cos 0 is equal to 1, then electric field intensity over the area ds eds into cos theta, but we know that the theta is equal to 0, so this value we get the E into ds. The flux d phi flux which is passing through the area ds, this value is E ds. Here we calculate the total flux through the Gaussian sphere. How we obtain the total flux by integrating the E into ds, means integration of E into ds is equal to the E which is outside the integration because E is constant, and integration of ds. Integration of ds means total surface area of this sphere. Then total surface area of this sphere is equal to the 4 pi r square. Substitute this value in ds in place of ds, then we get the E in phi is equal to E into 4 pi r square. This is the equation second. Then compare equations 1 and 2. Left side of this equation 1 and 2 both are equal, so right side also equal. Then right side of the equation first is q upon epsilon 0 and right side of the equation 2 is E into 4 pi r square, where then rearranging the term we get the value of E is equal to q upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. Then here we substitute the value of q means charge, then substitute the value of charge. Here sigma 4 pi r square upon 4 pi epsilon 0 r square. 4 pi get cancelled, then remaining terms is sigma r square upon epsilon 0 r square. Here we get the electric field intensity due to the charged spherical shell. Then we concluded that the electric field intensity due to uniformly charged spherical shell is equal to the electric field at point charge. point charge. Here we consider the two cases. In first case, if the point P lies on the shell, lies on the spherical shell, means small r is equal to the capital R. If the small r is equal to the capital R and both these two are get cancelled, and remaining electric field intensity is sigma into epsilon 0. In case 2, if the point P lies inside the sphere, then charge inside the sphere is 0. If the charge is 0, then electric field intensity also 0. So here in today we learn the first applications of Gaussian's law. Then next video we learn about the second applications of Gaussian's law. Thank you.